Namaste, everyone. Welcome back to my practice. Welcome to Lisa Jang Yoga. I'm Lisa Jang, of course, your Yin Yoga teacher, practitioner, and teacher trainer. Today, we have a very simple wall Yin practice. So all you need is a clear space at your wall, a blanket, and as well, maybe a cushion, maybe from your sofa. We're going to start off, today we're working into the lower body. So we're going to start off today, we're going to go at the wall. And again, have a clear wall space. I'm going to use my blanket here because I do have a harder floor to place behind me so I can have a nice cushion for my glutes here. So let's start off at the wall, sitting up nice and tall. Easy cross-legged, whatever works for you. Let yourself just lean against the wall here, feeling comfort and ease and feeling supported. Draw one hand heart to heart, one hand to belly, and take a slow, deep in breath in your nose. And a slow, deep out breath in your mouth. Just simply arriving. A couple more cycles of breath. I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful to wake up in this beautiful weather we have here in California. Whether wherever you're at, just grateful to be alive. As you're ready, gently start to open your eyes. We're going to start off with one of my favorite poses to open up through the glutes, figure four. We're going to try this at the wall, seated with your back against the wall. You may find this a little bit more sensational. So start off with your legs forward. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and then flex your right foot. From here, just slowly start to bend your left leg. Ooh, very tight today. You might need to scoot yourself a little bit forward. That's what I'm doing here so that I can bend my left leg and have a pedestal for my right leg as I'm here. Now you're going to feel that deep external rotation through the right hip. And as you're here, just noticing the right glutes. I'm going to check my timer here. So we're going to stay here for about 2 minutes. I'm going to make this a shorter practice. We're going to spend 2 minutes at a time at each side for our yoga poses, our Yin Yoga practice today. Feel free to stay longer by pressing pause on your video. Now, as you're here, if it's too much, you're going to slide this left leg a little bit more forward. If you want a little bit more, this is where you're going to slide this left leg in a little bit more. Again, finding your tender edge, not too little, not too much, but just right. I'm going to just kind of sway my thigh bone from side to side and just kind of ease in, being a little bit more introspective to see which angle works best for me. I'm just going to squeegee my left foot off to the left side a little bit. And I'm just going to angle my left femur bone, my left hip, in a way where it feels most helpful for my body. I encourage you to do the same. Find something where you feel where it's most beneficial for your right glute, your right hip. You've got about 3 more cycles of breath here. Again, gently breathing in towards your right glute. And slowly breathing out, softening through your shoulders, your jaw. Again, deep in breath. And deep out breath. And one more time, slow deep in breath. And slow deep out breath. As you're ready, gently start to release your figure fours. Just slide your left leg forward and just gingerly release your right leg off your left leg as you're here. Go slow and just notice how that right leg, that right hip feels. I'm noticing visually that my right leg is just a smidge longer, which is quite interesting. And I do notice a certain capacity, a little bit more capacity in my hip to just externally rotate there. And I feel that it's a little bit more open. When you're ready, we're heading to our second side. Again, 2 minutes on this side. Take your left ankle over your right thigh, gently flex your left foot, and then slowly as you're here, slide your right foot down towards the ground. Finding your tender edge. Once again, as you're here, if it's too much, slide your right leg forward. If you want a little bit more, this is where your right heel is going to go closer towards your right glutes. Now, 2 minutes here. Once again, timer has started. I'm going to heel toe my right foot a little bit off towards the right side and just angle my left leg a little bit towards that right side a little bit so I can get really into that left glute. I'm feeling a little bit in that hamstring as well. And your hands can be however you like. You can hang out here. Sometimes I'll take my fingers and lace my toes. It's almost like butterfly or zipper toes um, that I learned from Bernie. But we're instead of using the toes like this in zipper toes, we're doing instead using the hands and creating space in the toes. And that's always nice to do as well while you're in here, while you're in the pose. Try not to fidget too much and just allow yourself to settle in. One of the one of the observations I do take guitar lessons. My guitar teacher Troy told me it was that I tend to fidget with my hands when I'm playing the guitar, and he said I'm settling in quite nicely because I've been playing guitar for about 2 years now, almost 2 years, and so now I'm not as fidgety. So it does take practice. Um, Guitar is very new to me, so I can get a little fidgety. And so if you're new to Yin, that's completely normal if you're getting a little fidgety, but allow yourself just to give yourself space to settle in. And once you get a little bit more comfortable, you'll find that you'll be a little bit less fidgety, just like I am whenever I'm playing guitar. Okay, take one more slow, deep in breath and a slow, deep out breath. All right, from here, very slowly start to release your toes if you have those there, and then slide your right leg forward to safely exit from this pose, taking a moment and rebound and resonance just to pause. And those legs are now symmetrical. And wow, that left hip, what a difference. It feels so nice to be in that pose, even for 2 minutes. Again, press pause if you need to. We're heading to our next pose, which is tadpole or frog pose if you choose. This is where you may need your pillow. So grab your pillow off your sofa, and you may need that blanket for underneath the inside of your knees. I'm going to use the wall as a prop for my feet so that it positions my legs and my femur bones in place. Unfold your blanket so it's wide in width. If you're on a carpeted floor, this will be better for your knees. Otherwise, do have a blanket. And then have your bolster in front of you as you're here. Now, I'm going to slide my knees wide and shift back. And you may want to just stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to shift my bolster a little bit further back, and I'm going to come into tadpole pose. So just notice my toes or my foot. I'm just going to move this. My feet are facing out. And then as well, my knees are in line with my ankles. And I'm slowly coming down onto the bolster as I'm here. Now you can choose, if you need less, you're going to shift your body forward like so. So it's going to be less intense through the adductors. If you're looking for more, you're just going to slide yourself back. And it's just a little bit harder, but I've got myself a little bit more comfortable. Again, you can see how it's so important to have something underneath your knees so that your body is not heading into this kind of fight or flight a sensation or a reaction. Okay. Take your time as you're here. You can have another pillow for your head. For me, sometimes I'll do 1 potato, 2 potato, and let my forehead rest onto my fists. Again, taking a slow, deep in breath through your nose and a slow, deep out breath through your mouth. Again, slow, deep in breath through your nose and slow, deep out breath through your mouth.
And one more time, slow deep in breath through your nose. And slow deep out breath through your mouth. And just noticing the sensations. You might notice that the knees will start to maybe creep outwardly a little bit as the tissues start to adapt and let go of their guarding. You'll find that you'll get a little bit more tug and pull. You might need to manually do it if you're looking for that. Again, find your Goldilocks, your tender edge, not too little, not too much, but just right. You have about 2 more cycles of breath there. Again, feel free to stay if this resonates with you. I'm going to shift a little bit forward just to kind of slowly come out. And again, 2 minutes is all we have here. Otherwise, you can stay here longer. How you get out of this pose is you can bring your big toes to touch and then slide the knees in, or gently push your feet in the wall and slide yourself forward. And then safely start to bring your legs together and then shift back to all fours to tabletop. Whew. And then just take a moment here just to notice the inner thighs. Wow. So I love wall frog simply because I'm able to really use a wall to set my feet. I actually feel even a little bit of that fascia of my feet from just pressing it onto the wall. And it held my femur bones in place. So our next pose is going to target the inner thigh as well as the quadricep. This is half frog, half sphinx. Again, have the pillow with you. And as you're ready, so I'm going to have my thigh at the wall. And so you're going to slide. Let's fold this up. So I'm going to start off with my right leg. I'm going to slide this blanket underneath my right knee. And I'm going to have this bolster as I'm here. Okay. And I'm going to slide this thigh up. So notice how I'm sliding up. And then just notice how this leg is. And then I'm going to slide this thigh into half frog. Slowly coming down as I'm here. And this foot can be away from the wall, but I do like, again, that sensation of that left sole foot against the wall. Taking your time, once again, as you're here, a couple of minutes on this side, your choice is to stay here with your head down, or you can stay upright. The pillow is optional. So if you feel like the pillow is kind of in your way to get into your Goldilocks, again, find your tender edge. Taking a slow deep in breath and a slow deep out breath. Allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. Try not to search for too much, but noticing how we have a little bit of the pull and tension around that right hip flexor, a little bit of compression in towards the hamstring, a little bit of tension or pull in towards the left inner thigh. Now you've got about 3 more cycles of breath. There is another variation of this, which is a little bit more yang. I'll show you that on the other side. But for now, I do want to make this a little bit more of a kind of a more down-regulated practice because we are using the wall for that support. taking your time now to slowly exit from the pose. Again, I'm going to kind of army crawl myself forward, releasing the pose. And we're heading to second side. So I'm just going to squeegee myself over as I'm here, and I'm going to take my right leg into half frog. And once again, I'm in this pose, half frog, half sphinx. You'll find as you're here, if you're on the elbows, there is a little bit more compression in the lumbar. And this could feel nice. If it doesn't, again, just allow your head to come down towards the ground. Just rest there so that there's not so much of that compression into the left side of your low back. But breathe in. Again, we're getting a little bit of the inner thigh as we're here. We're getting that left hip flexor and a little bit of compression in towards this right hamstring. Now, as I promised, I'm going to show you the other variation. It's a little bit more young. Again, choose which one works for you. But the other variation is, I like to call King Arthur. I'm going to crawl forward and show you guys. So you guys have about another minute here. This is where you're going to use the blocks, because that'll be necessary. So King Arthur is, you're coming into a lunge position. I'm going to fold this up so my right leg can go forward. And I'm going to slide this left leg at the wall as I'm here. I'm leaning forward, so this is a King Arthur or dragon pose at the wall. And you're going to get a deeper opening through that left thigh. Again, this for me is a lot more yang, so already I can feel that my hamstrings start to cramp up a little bit, but now it's settling in as I breathe into the pose. You guys have about 10 more seconds there. Feel free again to press pause, and it's always good to experiment to see which one really resonates with you, which one feels most helpful. All right, slowly start to come out of the pose. Again, army crawl yourself forward. I'm just going to slide my left leg forward. And then taking a moment there just to pause, whether it's on your belly or in child's pose, just to really notice how are you feeling, right? Noticing the thighs. And notice the inner thighs as well. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. I like to end this practice with legs up the wall. One of my favorite poses. So again, nice to have that blanket there. And then how you get to legs up the wall is you're going to lay side on to the wall and do this kind of cartwheel of the legs. So I'm going to slowly come down and cartwheel the legs up as I'm here. And then slowly scooch myself a little bit closer to the wall. Make sure your hips or your sacrum is down towards the ground. I'm just looking to flush out those legs, get into a little bit in the hamstring as you're here. By all means, if you want to do hamstrings, you can grab a strap and kind of take this leg forward if you like, and do a little hamstring stretch if you like. Again, I'm just looking for this as a little bit of shavasana. Although this does feel good, I could do yin for hours and hours during the during the practice. But again, I'm trying to make this a nice, efficient practice for you guys so that you get some yin in. Because I know with our busy schedules that it's hard to get a practice in, but a little bit does go a long way. But also staying consistent. Now, I encourage you guys to stay with legs up the wall for at least another 3 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to safely come off the wall. So I'm going to bend my knees and I'm just going to roll towards the side into a fetal position. Slowly pressing myself up. Again, not going too fast so that you don't get dizzy there. So, again, I encourage you guys to really stay into Shavasana for the next 5 minutes or so. But this is a very short yin practice, and I hope this was very beneficial for you for your day, or maybe at the end of the day to settle in and hopefully have a good night's rest.
But thank you, you guys, for tuning in. And thank you to my new subscribers, and welcome to my channel. Guys, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Yin Yoga Muse, M as in mother, U-S-E. I am the Yin Yoga Muse. Again, stay tuned for new videos. And thank you, you guys, for practicing. Thank you guys for joining in. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Namaste.